Every single time we step out on the floor, we go show them how Maryland basketball is. Every year, every team, you define yourself.
I got one more of these.
One, two, three, game time!
Time expired. The LSU Lady time is 64, Missouri Terrapins 51.
When you were hurting after the LSU game, correct me if I'm wrong, but Harp was one of the first people to come to you. What'd she say?
She's like, you know, me and Hart might be one of the closest people on the team because, you know, we were playing together in the post. So she's just telling me I have to stick through it. She's always going to have my back. I got to have her back because, you know, I would kind of say we're the closest, you know?
That's my girl, you know? I got to be there for her. We're post players. We got to stick together. I just had to let her know, like, it's a game, you know? And she thought that, like, life was over almost. Like, she had let people down. No, it wasn't Crystal. Like, it wasn't, she felt like it was her fault that we lost the game. There's no reason for that. And, I mean, I just hated to see her like that. That almost made me cry because I've never, like, she's so happy and spontaneous. And, like, I never see, like, I'm the sensitive one. I'm the one that gets like that. She never gets like that. So it's just hard for me, like, to see her. That kind of hurt. I had to let her know, like, Crystal, we have to do big things as post players, you know, we can't have you upset.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch Crystal and Laura because they're competitive to make each other better, but extremely supportive.
College life is fun.
She might have went to eat.
I have the worst first week. Let me tell you. Okay. So third day, we're taking pictures. So I'm like, okay, I want to get my hair done. So my brother loans me his card so I can get my hair done. So afterwards, we had a recruit on campus. I parked my car where I thought was a meter, but of course it was not a meter. So I get my brother's car towed. My third day, okay? My third day on campus, I get my brother's towed.
But she was crying crazy, like, I don't know where the car is.
You know, when Laura Harper was going through the recruiting process, you could feel the pressure of the recruiting process on Harp. Crystal never felt it.
Crying crazy though. Like, where is the car? It wasn't my car. It felt horrible. I'm so glad I like my roommate because I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I can't stand my roommate. Or people told me in the past, like, you go hate your roommate. Our whole team is just real cool. And that's part of the reasons I came here, because of our teammates.
It's so much schoolwork. It's ridiculous. Like, my English 101 class is equal to, like, 3 classes in one. So it's really tough.
You cannot talk about your English.
I mean, the English here is so hard, it's ridiculous.
Can I have a sidebar, please? Sidebar over here. Okay. English 101 is ridiculously hard, okay? My teacher, the highest grade he gave on the last paper was a C, okay? Crystal's gotten 3 B minuses. She needs to be happy about her English because my teacher doesn't even give B's hardly. And I'm struggling every day going to English, struggling to get a C, okay? So the English is the worst part, definitely. I kind of slacked off a little bit with going to class. I skipped like a few classes because I was tired and I slept and because I just didn't really feel like I needed to go. But because there were like lectures and like one of
Why are you laughing?
Because she's just like, I didn't think I needed to go to class. You know, I was tired. So, like,
with a young team comes a lot of youth and inexperience, and and needs a lot of guidance. First day they get on campus, first meeting that we have, team rules, goals, everything is outlined, and I think you just have to be consistent from then on out. And we've always been about working hard, and we won't accept anything less.
Did she get the message, you think?
Oh, I definitely think she got the message.
How do you know?
Oh, because she's been every class since then.
I mean, it really stinks, but it's over. And I'm glad, like, Coach B's the best type coach you could ever have with some things. Like, she let me know that she didn't like the way I was doing things, but now we moved on.
1, 2, 3,
We've got to be able to show the excitement and the enthusiasm tonight in terms of what we're doing as a team. Being unselfish, giving up the ball, getting the ball inside, outside, a lot more ball reversal, being unselfish. Like we saw on tape. When we make 5 or 6 passes in our half-court offense, we're a really good team. Okay? This game isn't about Loyola. This game's about us. All right? This game is about us preparing, getting ourselves, motivated that we're going to get ready to go out and play 40 minutes of basketball. We're given a great situation. What do we get? 14, 15 home games? All right? We've already had one. It goes by fast. Every single time you step out on the floor, you go out, you play Maryland women's basketball, you go out, you make an impression. All right? Play hard.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3, together.
Harp had no idea that, she had really just scratched the surface in terms of her abilities. Just in such a short amount of time, from the weight room to catching up with her growth and her coordination and her skill development, and she was continuing to be able to do that. And she has definitely just scratched the surface to what is a huge upside.
That's what you have to do if you want to be successful. All right, but a tremendous job. Again, let's be smart with this week. We got a big game, all right? A big game on Saturday at Xavier.
If you can, take me back to the moment yesterday. What were you doing? What happened?
It's like we did a drill, and my team lost, so we're on the baseline to run a sprint.
Harp stepped out. She collapsed to the floor. Coach Floyd heard a pop.
It was a loud, resounding pop in the gym. I'd never heard anything like that before.
And I think we instantly knew that it was going to be bad. Once Matt took her into the training room, he knew right away that it was the Achilles. And
this is right where the tear is. You can see the little discoloration right there. As you can see, just squeeze her calf muscle on her good leg. You can kind of see how her leg points. You come over here on the bad leg and squeeze that muscle. See how it doesn't.
There's no reaction in the heel.
I think everybody was kind of numb, in a state of shock.
I hated it so bad for her. Can't even register it or nothing. I hated it really bad for her.
You can't really predict anything because my ankles were taped, my ankle braces were on, I had protection. It's just.
There were just a lot of emotions, obviously. I wanted to relax her and calm her down. She was extremely upset, and I think she was upset at herself and disappointed. And it wasn't her fault. It's an injury that happened.
The way Coach B made me feel yesterday after I did it, I don't think any other coach tonight can make me feel that confident that I would come back.
It's a long rehab process. Usually takes a good solid year.
It's a rehab that is first part of the month, first part of the surgery, and first part of the process is a lot of immobilization and just letting that area that he fixed heal, and then it's a gradual process of range of motion and strengthening, and that's the main thing.
But like I told Harp today, if there's ever a player to go through it with her work ethic and her determination, her heart, she's going to get through it. She's going to do a tremendous job working at a rehab. She's going to come back even stronger.
Harp and I are going to become best buds here in about the next 3 or 4 months.
This is the way teammates. Like, they were all at my place yesterday. Like,
It was me, Lane, Newman, Kalika, and Shay. Yeah, we're all over there. About a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just watching TV and stuff, and eating, and just hanging out with her.
She cried a lot last night because she was like, you know, her freshman year in college, probably can't even get a red shirt. So, you know, just to be there for her emotionally and let her know that, you know, she still be with us. We kind of said some things last night to her, like, about her not being able to travel. But that kind of got her to, like, shouldn't have said that.
I don't know, I'm just so confident in the people that are around me. I just think that just makes it so much better, because it's like the hardest thing I've had to endure thus far in my basketball career. You know what I mean? I love to play basketball.
It honestly breaks my heart because I called her today and asked her what the doctor said, and she started crying on the phone, and she had me crying and had to give the phone to Lane so she could talk. It breaks me. I hate to see one of my teammates hurt because it's like one of my sisters, and I hate to see my sister hurt.
Oh, I just want them to know that I want them to hear me. I'm going to be one of their biggest supporters on the bench, you know? Like, as optimistic as I am now, I'm going to have my moments during games. I mean, I'm just not used to watching. I'm used to playing.
It's just so unfortunate. It's the cruel part of the sport is the injuries. I mean, here was someone who was really peaking and at the top of her game, and really just providing so much for this team, and to be able to see it all come to an end so quickly just doesn't seem quite right.
We're doing a feature on your buddy Laura Harper in this week's show. Tell me about Laura Harper.
Have you ever watched her faces when she does move?
You know, when Laura Harper was going through the recruiting process, you could feel the pressure of the recruiting process.
All through recruiting, I really was. I liked Coach B for like my whole recruiting process. That was like the main person I really talked to, and who I was really close with. But then at the same point, UConn started recruiting me after USA basketball in junior year. So I think I got caught up in a moment. I went out to dinner with one of the assistant coaches.
And so the easy choice is a UConn. They just came off of a national title, and it's going to be validated by all their family and friends and their peers.
I'm just going to do this, you know, like get everyone off my case. Everybody wants me at UConn. Like, it can't be that bad, you know. They're the #1 team in the country.
And you have to remember, when we recruited them, we were coming off of a 10-18 season.
In my heart, I knew that I really wanted to be, like, here. And, like, 5 minutes after I verbalized, I was just, like, crying. Like, it was a really hard decision. So I told him, I was like, I don't really want to go to UConn, and my parents kind of helped me handle through that situation.
To have the courage at a young age, 17, 18 years old, to go against what all their family and friends and peers thought was the right decision.
It was like that night I had talked to probably about 10 reporters from Connecticut, from Philly, from Jersey. And my parents just like, you know, just stay out of it. Like, we'll talk. Like, we'll write down what you want me to say. Like, we'll just let you kind of stay out of recruiting right now because it was just getting too much for me at the time. So now I'm here and I'm happy.
Laura Harper.
I knew of her reputation coming out of high school that she was one of the best post players in the country, and Brenda has signed one of the top classes, so I knew that Harp could play.
15, Laura Harper from Jade Berry.
She runs the floor like a guard. And she'll get like, when we're playing pickup, I hate like playing her because she runs so fast.
15, Laura Harper.
She didn't care if she looked silly diving on the floor for a loose ball.
I think that for me, I kind of want to establish my role, you know, on the team. And I'm not really sure exactly what that is yet. I mean, I just kind of want to do everything like the little things. I want to grab rebounds. I got big players. I want to grab rebounds. I want to be scrappy because in order for us to win, I think that we all need to do the little things. Like the other day we're doing the dive-in drill. Like I just want to be that person, that's like spunky. There was a lot of pressure on that play, but at 6 and 36 was on the line, and that practice was so hard. If I would have missed those shots, I would have been mad at myself for upsetting the team. So, yeah, I like that position.
Box. That's Jay. Nice job. Nice job. That's how you do it, man. Let's go.
All through, growing up, my mom was really, really supportive, and, she constantly complimented me, and, we went shopping all the time. So it's just, I never felt, out of place or anything.
You told me you hadn't lifted many weights before you got here?
No. I didn't lift at all. Portland always jokes about my arms. They're not that big, but...
Can you flex for me?
I mean, it's not the size. It's right here. It's all in here,
I know you can come back from this 100%, even better.
Yeah, they said I can be stronger. So, hopefully, I will be stronger. But hopefully the foot will stop hurting.
And you guys gave her something today?
Yeah, they signed a card. I think that's something she'll always remember and have on her wall, and that was a great idea from the team, just to be able to give back to her what she's given a lot to us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no problem. Great job. Let's get ready to go. Beat UMass on 3. 1, 2, 3. Beat UMass.
Did you buy that card early?
No, I didn't. The whole team did.
I'm going inside the shell with the Terps.
That's right. And if you went inside the shell with the Terps, what would you see in this program?
I tell you what, Brenda Fries is one of the most exciting, dynamic young coaches in the game. This team right here can really fly. It's going to be an up-tempo style of play that's going to be worth you coming to the arena to see.
It's like a totally different mood around here.
Yeah, this is not your mother's kind of basketball right here. This is big-time, up-tempo, more than just a smash-mouth kind of game. It's an up-and-down tempo where players are shooting threes, playing D 94 feet. It's really exciting to watch.
You have to move on. I mean, this is the hand you're dealt with, and no one's going to feel sorry for you. When we line up on the court, everyone's going to be just as hungry to be able to beat us, knock us out of the top 25. And you know what? I've got to become a better coach. I've got to get more out of our players and of our team, and continue to put just as much hard work and energy into our game plan, and continue to make the players that we have available allow them to be successful and achieve as much as we can with the current team that we have.
What? All right, did you guys get some sleep last night? Yeah. Okay. For those of you who didn't, I just told Harp in the locker room she got one night where she didn't get any sleep, and then we're moving on, right? Yeah. Sun came up today. We're moving on. We got to look ahead and move forward. So we got to understand that. I think all of us probably went back last night, and I think you've talked to Harp. In terms of they're either going to do her surgery tomorrow or next week out. Okay, so we'll let you know when that comes about in terms of what they're doing, and her mom's down here, and talk to some of you guys. It was great the support that you showed last night. In terms of being there with her and in the locker room, and again, like we talked about, don't forget how she's going to need that not just today and tomorrow and as we go through this, but the whole year out. It's it's a year process in terms of rehab, but I know you guys will be there.
We got to try to stay on Harp, to stay focused and stay positive with her rehabilitation process, because they're going to need her next year. We're going to need her support this year. She's going to need our support. So the biggest thing is we got to try to get better every day. We got to help her through this process, like I said, and then just keep trying to move forward.
Well, I'll tell you, when I woke up this morning and to think about going through this with the team. I can't think of a better team to go through this with, because it's times of adversity that you find out what people are made of, and you understand that the challenges that we have. And you know what, when I look into each and every one of your eyes and know what's ahead for us, I'm excited, because I know that this team is not going to disappoint. And if anything, I mean, we're not going to let Harp down. We're not going to let Anisha Smith down in her senior year, our lone senior, and we're not going to let this team down in terms of the goals that we have. Those goals have not changed. If anything, like we talked about yesterday, remember, you know, this is going to open up a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. And like we talked about, if some people didn't think they were getting a fair shake, you are going to get a fair shake now. That's exciting.
I mean, it was a good feeling. I just hate that it had to happen the way it did, you know, Hart going out. But it was a good feeling to have.
Okay, so how'd you get your girls this opportunity?
Well, we know that they need ball girls from time to time. We've been to a couple of games.
Basically, chasing after the balls and liking up whatever the referee tells us to.
Are you that excited when your parents ask you to clean up?
No.
I'm a Maryland Terrapin Club member, season football ticket holder, so I just wrote a couple people some emails, and they eventually put me in touch with Kim Lynch, who said she had this open date and one other.
All right, and were you thinking about this all day?
Yes.
Okay.
Telling our teachers. Yeah.
You were doing what?
Telling our teachers.
And what were you telling them?
That we're going to be the ball girls from Maryland. And they said that they're going to watch us and give us extra credit if they see us.